All right. What is up, Gorilla Gang? Welcome back to the Traders Podcast for another episode covering some AMC live price action. I'm not totally sure how much action we're gonna see here today, but it does seem like there's quite a bit of hype coming around AMC. I love seeing that app trending on the App Store. That is that's so awesome. Can you imagine that? Welcome back, everybody. If you wouldn't mind doing me one small favor and just dropping a like on the video, dropping some gorillas in the chat. If you are rocking with the Gorilla Gang, it is great to have everybody here today. Welcome back. So we've got some cool things we're going to talk about here. I've got some information that was thrown together. I take none of the credit for this whatsoever, but it was from Ortex. I've got a little bit of a spreadsheet from Ortex talking about some different short interest data that I think is going to be pretty solid. WS wants to see a meme. we could do that for you. Let's see. Let me find one here real quick. I had a pretty good meme sent to me not too long ago. Let's see what we can do here. Stonk memes. Stonk memes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right, so I'll open this here real quick. Let me just save this. The image we can all hear. Oh, that's good. I like that a lot. All right, so we're opening this up. Check this out. The pictures you can hear starter pack. EA Sports, SpongeBob, Trey, THX. That's funny as heck. I like that a lot. Whoever made that over at the Discord, you're doing the Lord's work. You're doing the Lord's work. That's beautiful. Gorilla Gang. All right, so as it's sitting right now, AMC is up about 1% here in the pre-market. So nothing crazy, nothing outstanding in the least bit, but a green day is a green day nonetheless. So what I do want to show you guys is over the last 5 days, the price action has looked like. It has been very, very solid consolidation. So we had that last sell-off here down to about $5.56. And honestly, if you look at this back about a month, it has been consolidating for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days now. And consolidation is not a terrible thing here. In my eyes, consolidation favors buyers. The longer that this trades sideways, my friends, the more likely you are to see some people step into this and establish a legit position. As you can see here, I am going to be buying some more shares here today. I've got limit order set for 577. For whatever reason, it is not filled yet. And it is currently trading at $5.76. So it's actually below my limit order price. But, you know, I have been reading about people who are not able to purchase shares because there's not a high availability. Now, I did put out a video, in case you did not catch it, talking about how the 99.2%, current shares being held was not the correct number. There's not just 0.8% of the shares available for trading, right? But I do anticipate that it is not a very high number. So we are going to talk about this down the road here. But nonetheless, I do think that the shares available is pretty decently low. And we're going to get into a couple different reasons why. But I'm going to keep adding my position until this takes place, my friends. So I will be buying some more AMC here today. I do plan on buying some call options on Exxon as well. Not that that probably interests you in the least bit, but Exxon is a company that I have a lot of pretty strong conviction in. I've got a couple shares in this stock right now. I currently have 9 shares. I will be establishing more. It's about $400 worth of stock, but I will be purchasing more down the road. I'm going to be, like I said, buying some call options, and I plan on buying these out into most likely May or August. If we look at the current available call options here, the ones that are really catching my eye are the $50 and the $55. So if you see here between $45 and $55, there's a pretty decent amount of interest. And I find those to be pretty likely dollar signs to make a profit on. And I'll tell you why. It's because if you purchase a share or an option, I should say, it's pretty close to in the money, right? Meaning that the risk is pretty inherently low. The downside for you is not immense, right? Unless there's an immense change that happens in terms of management or fundamentals or contracts that they've already signed. Like Exxon already has a DoD contract which they signed, and they're working on commercializing some trailers that are going to have their metals and sand 3D printers. And unless something fundamentally changes, you're at the very least pretty much, I shouldn't say guaranteed, but likely to break even or make a good profit on your trade there. So that's not looking too bad. I feel pretty good about it. But AMC so far in the pre-market is not looking too bad. It's green. It's green. It's up about 1.23%. At the highest point here at pre-market open, we got up to about $6. So guys, pat yourselves on the back if AMC's not a dead cat, baby. Not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. That's what's up. Yes, sir. So if you have not done this already, I do want to show you guys something that you can do here on Twitter. So I'm just going to pull up Twitter here, and I want to show you something that I think is worth sharing. And it is the AMC app, right? So check this out. All right, right here. Get everyone to download that AMC app. It's almost cracking the top 50. And the reason that this might end up doing something is because the more clicks that something gets, right? For instance, videos on YouTube. It's no mystery that people that get a lot of views on YouTube make more ad money, right? So the more clicks that AMC app gets, the higher it trends, the higher it ranks, the more likely they are to take a profit on that overall, AMC app existence. So that is not bad in the least bit. My friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang, I'm telling you, I feel very, very confident that there are situations here where AMC is going to work out. Check this out. This is an app that tells you some different overlays and technical analysis in regards to the AMC situation. And if you're looking at purely overlays, it is telling you that it's a strong buy right now, which is pretty solid. I'm not mad about that in the least bit. You can see the overall sentiment. This is 682 people bullish as compared to 203 people bearish. So take that for what it is as well. We know that the overall amount of people that are holding AMC right now are pretty decently high. I feel as though I shouldn't even say I feel as though it's just factual to me that a lot of people are holding AMC. You read the Reddit threads, you read the Discord threads, you read the amount of shares outstanding, you read about the orders getting rejected, right? The failures to deliver, which is also extremely high, by the way. And you feel pretty good about those numbers, my friends. So I feel pretty solid. Also review the app. Sean is 100% correct. Stinky Stewhead, not a dead cat. Not a dead cat. Not in the least bit, my man. So Raymond Rodriguez, thank you for that, my friend. A super chat for the haters. Love the content, man. Keep it up. Bro, thank you so much for that. I will keep doing me, my friends. I will keep doing me. I put out that apology video because I think it is very easy to just sweep things under the table. Personally, I would much rather own up to the fact that I was wrong than pretend that I was right, because that's much more damaging, right? So I could have honestly just said nothing about it, and you guys would have just believed that, and that's not the right way to do things. So I want to own up to my mistakes. That was a mistake. I was wrong, and I want to tell you guys how it is. So I was wrong about that, but that does not mean that I'm going to be done covering AMC, right? That does not mean that I think it's a dead cat. It means that some of the information that I was reading was wrong. Not that they was wrong, but that I was misinterpreting it, right? So that doesn't change the fact that there are still failure to delivers. That doesn't change the fact that we've had institutions filing saying that they're stepping into both AMC and Amazon as of the February 12th and February 13th. So that's not a bad thing in the least bit. Wanted to just touch on that here real quick. David, I got a feeling it's going to be a good week trade. Good morning, GG. David says it. David already says it. So we are going to pull up FinTel here real quick. I did see some people talking about this. We're going to pull up the AMC short interest. So check this out. I've seen people saying that FinTel has 400,000 total short shares available right now. So as of the 19th, we saw, according to FinTel, 7.08 million total short volume, which is 18% of the total market volume on the day of 40 million. Take that for what it is. We do know that FinTel has been misrepresenting some of the data here. So, for instance, what I mean as when I'm referring to that is they will be taking the short volume from only specific, exchanges, such as the Nasdaq, but they'll be taking the overall market volume from all the exchanges, right? Which isn't the right way to do things. If we look at this, that is a real number, my friends. 450,000 short shares available. Very, very, very high utilization, and we can fact check this by coming over here to Ortex. Ortex is a subscription-based information website that I personally pay for, and it is at 89% utilization, meaning that only 11% of the total lendable shares are available for lending right now. So we're just going to read this off to you so that you can see that. The ratio between the number of shares on loan across all outstanding loans in the wholesale market, the number of shares available for lending at lending programs. 0% means that no shares have been borrowed or lent at these lending programs. 100% means that all shares available to borrow or lend at lending programs have in fact been lent. We are 11% away from 100% utilization. We've got a 26% change in the last 7 days. The number's going up, my friends. It's not going down. If you think this is a dead cat, that's totally fine. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. But I'll tell you what. When I read these numbers and you see 89% utilization, that to me tells you there is a lot happening here, right? So that feels I'm excited about this. I'm excited. Also, peep the water. Peep the water in the Coke Zero bottle. You guys don't have to tell me to drink water this time. I've got a lot on tap. A lot of water on tap. I will not be streaming it for as long today. I do have work starting at about 9. That is why I'm on my Coyote Tea here today. But I just want to let you know that right off the bat so that you don't know what's going on. Takes a lot of heart to own up to mistakes. Being able to check your ego is one reason why we all come here and have your back. Hey, appreciate that, Barry. Seriously. Seriously, brother. It is what it is. It is what it is. I made a mistake. There's no other way around it. Yo, what's good, buddy? Sens update, micro and macro. So I do have a video out on Sensonic, but I'll give you guys a brief run through on what happened here with Sens. So Sensonic, they are expected to present at a conference starting on Thursday, from my understanding. And there's rumor that Sensonic is going to be announcing their 180-day CGM system. And if this ends up coming to fruition, they get FDA approval on that, which we are expecting sometime in early 2021, right? That is going to be a huge catalyst. When you compare Sensonic to Dexcom, right? Dexcom has a 10-day continuous glucose monitoring system that is, a patch. So it's a patch that you stick onto like your abdomen, right? And the Sensonic system is different in the fact that it's inserted subcutaneously. I've seen somebody ask here, what if it causes scarring? That's possible. The scarring thing is possible, but nonetheless, what's different about it is diabetics are gonna be willing to take that scarring because they get scarred either way when they're pricking their fingers all the time. They're in pain basically all the time, right? So just that's something to keep in the back of your mind. But Sensonic is looking good. It's on an ascending level of support. We got four touch points, 5 touch points. We always look for at least 3, which indicates some pretty solid momentum, right? We are setting higher highs and higher lows. We've got the 15 MA and the 200 MA about parallel right now. So I would imagine not a lot of volatility here today, but we do have a little bit of a charge W, a double bottom here. So we got a bottom here. I would anticipate seeing a pretty good run here in the future. And if you look at this candle, that's an engulfing candlestick pattern, typically a sign of an upcoming bullish run. So we might end up seeing that here today. Torchlight also having itself a day up 17.63%. This is a stock that I do have a position in my other brokerage account, and it is looking pretty solid here so far. God, that is a nasty gap up. Looks beautiful. Thank you, David, for that super chat. I appreciate that, my friend. But there is some information that I want to show you guys in regards to AMC. So I'm going to show you this. This is ETF funds currently shorting AMC and some different numbers. So check this out. This is a data range from January 29th to February 9th. These are the exchange reported short interests for IWN, FNDA, FB, and FBR, right? So check this out. This is the current short interest across all these ETFs, which do have either short positions in AMC or GameStop. You can see that the change percentage is pretty high here in that IWM. Very, very, very high in FNDA. 852% is insane. So that's a lot of short interest, guys. 94.13 million, 4.88 million, 438, 1.04 million, 190. So pretty intense. Shares on loan has been increasing across, I would say not a lot of them. Cost to borrow, up a little bit here, right? The only one that's down is FBR. And the utilization, especially on IWM, is pretty freaking high. So 90.03% of the total lendable short shares on IWN are in fact being lent at this current moment, which is significant. That is a huge number. So you can see here that a way for these hedge funds to get around the fact that they're not shorting AMC, right? That the short interest is going down is by shorting these ETFs that are actually, have positions in AMC. So it's interesting. I'm pretty excited to see how this ends up panning out. Stinky Stewhead, I saw you in the comment section. I don't care if you rip on me, man, but you can't rip on my gang. You can't rip on the community. I'm going to kick you out of here. I'll take all the heat in the world, but my community doesn't get that. Sorry, guys. You don't need to deal with that. I'll take all the heat in the world. But I'm not going to let my community take heat. You guys won't have to see that anymore. Jeffrey Evans says, awesome channel energy, man. Keep up the good work. Any chance you can check out SCKT? I sure can. But I just want to finish off by saying, that is a pretty interesting thing to talk about here. I do think it's important to realize that hedge funds, if they want to, or big institutions, can short these ETFs that do have AMC positions and make it seem as though they're not shorting AMC to the highest extent. And we know that they actually are anyways, right? Because this utilization rate is 89%. But what this is telling us is they're finding backdoor ways to short AMC in different means, right? I don't think it's retail investors stepping into ETFs to short AMC, right? So keep that in the back of your mind. I think that's pretty significant. I just want to point that out to you. I'm grateful to this was shared in the AMC only Discord that I'm a part of. I'm not the founder of that, so take that for what it is. But I found that from the AMC Discord, so very, very interesting stuff. Anywho, we are going to do a quick rundown here on SCKT. I don't know a lot about the company, but I do know it had a crazy pump off of some news, from my understanding. Yeah, no problem, my guys. So, SCKT, to me, I'm going to be honest with you, my friend, I think it was a pump and dump. I think it had crazy news. It got kind of pumped up here by day traders. It got pushed all the way to $35. When a stock runs that hard, my friend, it's typically going to come back down. It's going to crash down, which you did end up seeing happening. I do think that's the floor. I don't think it's going to drop much lower than this, but I don't know how much potential upside there really is here. I'd have to look more into the foundation of the company. Looks like they're a technology equipment, electronic equipment and parts company. Recent news, not a whole lot happening here. To me, this was a stock that kind of got wrapped into some crazy day trading. Like the volume here was insane. In a 1 hour window, we saw 71 million shares traded, and we're just nowhere near those volume numbers anymore. So it's going to take that volume coming back up to really see that move again. I just don't see any reason why it'll happen yet. We've got the 15 MA and the 200 MA hooking in towards each other, which typically indicates a decrease in volatility to be expected. So take that for what it is, man. But I do think that's the bottom. If you believe in the company, you think there's upcoming news catalysts, I think that's likely close to the bottom at that mark of about 1167. If it drops any lower, I would anticipate to be right about here. 1072. Am I going to be streaming the conference call for Sensonic? Unfortunately, I'm back to work here. I'm back to working full time just because of Fort Sill was shut down for a snowstorm that happened. Texas and Oklahoma aren't well equipped for snow and cold, so they ended up shutting us down for a little while. But we're back to it now. So I started work at 9 o'clock a.m. today, so I'm probably gonna head out of here at about 8:30 so that I can get into work. Much love, brother. Hey, appreciate that, Jeff. Thanks for the great content. You too as well, Cap. Thank you for the great content. I apologize if the internet is lagging here. I'll see what I can do to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to close out of some tabs. See if that helps anything. All right, so I'm just closing out of some stuff. See if this helps the overall speed of the stream. I'm going to close out of these tabs. Close that out. Close that out. Close that out. Close this out. All right, that should speed things up here a little bit. Let me know if the lag is still... that's the lag. Let me know if the stream is still lagging for you guys. But as it sits right now, I do still have my positions here in AMC. I've got 150 shares in my other brokerage account, 430 in this brokerage account. I am planning on buying 60 more here this morning, waiting for my limit orders to get filled, but they're having some issues in getting filled. I've seen this across the board. I've seen a lot of people that are trying to get the orders filled on AMC that are having some pretty bad issues. Thanks for streaming in the early morning. What do you think about CTXR? Had a great week last week. I'll check it out. Turn the quality down. Let me try that out quick. That's not it. Stream settings. Stream health. I am not a whiz with technology. Actually, I am quite the opposite. I would call myself a weeb. It looks like the stream health should be a little bit better here now. Should be better here now. No, it's definitely my internet. I'm on that dial-up, baby. That hotel dial-up. But anyways, we're gonna look at CTXR. So CTXR as of now, that's nasty. That's a nasty, nasty week. It had a great week. I would be cautious buying in. The only thing that I like is that it's pulled back. Pulled back a pretty decent amount. Saw a bounce just a hair above 50%. If you want to ride this for a little bit of momentum, I think that a buy-in right now does not look too bad. I would say a buy-in, if you get the opportunity, at about $2.31, would treat you pretty well. It's up 16.5% so far in the pre-market, so be cautious. Be cautious. If you have a position here, I would continue to hold it. I see no reason to sell. The 15 MA is hooking away from the 230 MA. Great big gap there. RSI, not a harsh correction in the least bit. Corrected down to 61. It does look like it's starting to build up a little more momentum here. What I like a lot is this doji candle setup. So this doji typically talks about indecision. That's an indecision candle. And when it's an indecision candle that's happening in bullish territory, typically it's favoring bullish action. So I'd anticipate that you see this run more than I would see it pull back. God dang stream, quit lagging. You're pissing me off. Bob Saget, dude. No good. But that's what we're looking at right now in there. All right. Jeffrey Evans says, thanks for the rundown, man. There's another 5 for the helpful weeb. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. God dang lag's just not stopping. How do I change this? I'm going to turn off. I usually play music while I stream, but I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off and see if that helps. So let me know if that helps anything, guys. I usually like listening to music while I jam out here and have some fun, but if it is giving us issues, we will take care of that. Have I seen Hunter x Hunter? I have. Oh, crazy, dude. Gone went nuts. God dang, Gone. All right, so another thing I want to point out to you guys, any sort of questions that you have regarding AMC, anything that you want clarification on, drop me a link on the news source, and we can talk about that. But what I am going to do right off the bat here is pull up the AMC Reddit threads. And we're just going to take a quick peek at what's going down in Clown Town, baby. So we're going to pull up Reddit here, r/AMC. That's not it. So we're going to pull up AMC Reddit. This is something I think is worth talking about. So I made a claim earlier in one of my videos talking about how AMC was debt-free. And I was wrong in saying that. So something that I want to give clarification on is this. What was the situation actually like? So it's like this. How AMC staved off bankruptcy before it got lucky with Reddit rally. So AMC Entertainment CEO Adam Aron has wowed corporate America with his unusual plan to keep the pandemic-plagued theater chain afloat by selling loads of stock to small investors. But getting on the right side of the Reddit rally wasn't always easy and sometimes required Aron to clash with his powerful Wall Street allies, including his friends at private equity giant Apollo Global Management, sources said. AMC, which is the nation's largest theater chain, said on January 25th that it had raised close to $1 billion to help it through the pandemic, which has decimated movie ticket sales since March. Roughly half of the $917 million AMC raised was from the sale of new stock. As the world now knows, AMC's fundraising efforts came just in time to cash in from a bizarre trading phenomenon known as the Reddit rally, which small traders using Reddit trading, forum Wall Street's bets, and no-fee trading apps like Robinhood to invest heavily in beaten down stocks. In addition to AMC, the frenzy also increased investor appetites for shares of video game retailer GameStop and BlackBerry. Let's just take a quick peek here. God dang, I don't know why this is lagging so bad, guys. Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna see if I can change this. I do not understand why it's being so bad. It shouldn't be lagging like this. I'm really confused. Come on. It doesn't look like there's any stream settings that I can change here on YouTube. I'm trying to see. Live redirect. Live chat. Details. I'm not seeing anything here. Actually, I'm really confused as to why it's so bad. Elon Internet, we need you. Oh, man. What is the AMC Discord? I'll show that to you guys here in a second after I finish off this this article. But essentially what I wanted to clarify is that these guys are not debt free, right? So they're actually just sitting on enough cash, basically to stand off or I should say, save themselves from bankruptcy for at least until the end of the year, according to the CEO. So, but late last year, AMC hadn't identified yet from the rally, and Aaron was being urged by his advisors, a team that included law firm Wheel, Gottschall, and Moelis & Co., to file for bankruptcy, sources said. Waiting to file, they said, would only make it harder for the theater chain to regain its footing post-pandemic because of the amount of cash required to stay alive. AMC has been burning through roughly $125 million a month since March, and while about 500 of its 600 U.S. movie theaters are now open, ticket sales remain suppressed by the pandemic and its social distancing requirements. On October 20th, AMC warned investors that if it didn't succeed in raising new money, it would run out of cash by the end of the year. By November 2nd, the stock had fallen to $2.15, down 70% since the start of the year. Adding to the pressure, AMC first-line creditors, a group led by Paul, where Aaron once worked, were offering the company a tempting $1 billion loan to keep the company operating in bankruptcy. The pressure was so intense that Aaron agreed to get the bankruptcy paperwork in order, even as he pursued other plans, sources said. It is a good thing to me that they did not take this $1 billion loan. That is significant, right? So that's going to, the interest rate on that would be absolutely terrible. that'd be bad. No, you guys aren't clowns. You guys aren't clowns. I was talking about my stupid lag on this stream. It looks like it's sorting itself out pretty well now, but 99 out of 100 CEOs would have went with their advisors, a source with direct knowledge of the situation said. The Apollo loan was problematic for Aaron for multiple reasons. Sources said, least of which was that he worked for the financial giant as a senior operating partner from 2006 to 2015. By accepting the $1 billion to restructure debt in bankruptcy, he risked being accused by other creditors of handing the company over to his friends. If that argument prevailed in bankruptcy court, he stood to lose his job. He was effed up. I love that. That's gold. He was effed up. The person with knowledge of Aaron's dilemma said. But essentially, what ends up happening, right? We got that with that $917 million. And after announcing his $917 million fundraise, including debt, AMC raised an additional $355 million via stock sales, or more than it would have gotten in bankruptcy. AMC's advisors and lenders, including Apollo, either didn't return calls or declined to comment. But Aaron got on the phone with the Post to say he was simply determined to save an American tradition. AMC is a product American company with 100 years of heritage, Aaron said, and movie going at our theaters is very much in the psyche of American consumers. In my heart of hearts, I passionately believed that AMC deserved a second century as bright as its first. Oh, thinking long term. We love our boy Aaron. We love him. So that's some good stuff. I don't mind that at all. Gosh dang it. I'm using OBS. But anyways, that's what the situation looks like. So they are not completely debt free. And I don't think that debt is necessarily a bad thing, right? So debt is actually good because it can be a way in which you're able to capitalize on, money to create more money. So when you think about doctors, for instance, doctors go to school for, 8 to 12 years so they can make a lot of money, but without creating that debt, right? Without first creating that debt so that they can get where they need to go, they're not able to capitalize and make those crazy gains. So I don't think it's a terrible bad thing that AMC is currently in debt right now. In fact, it could be a way for them to generate more revenue down the road. So I'm going to come back over here to the viewer activity, read out some of these super chats. Thank you to everybody tuned in right now. If you wouldn't mind dropping some gorillas in the chat, I am so sorry for this lag. It's absolutely brutal. I'm really frustrated that's happening, but that's the hedgies, man. That's the hedgies. God dang hedgies. No good. No good. All right, so I'm down 5K on AMC, but I'm holding no matter what. But I finally recovered a bit. I want to throw 2K back on the market again. I'm thinking Ethereum. I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum's bad. Not on the least bit. I would say either Ethereum or Bitcoin. For sure. Thanks for the rundown, man. Here's another 5 for the helpful weeb. Appreciate that, brother. All right, so Sally Hannah says, most likely an issue with the hotel system and not you. It is 100% the hotel system. Refresh the page if you're lagging. I'll try that out, but I don't know if I'm going to lose you guys. Give me 1 sec. All right, so we refresh the system here. Let me know if that fixes the situation. I'm not entirely sure where I can change the bitrate on this. I know I can change it in OBS, but I'm not a wizard. That might take some time. But regardless, that's what we're looking like right now. I want to say thank you for your AMC vid. I always do my own DD and was confused. Your clarification video came at the perfect time. Keep it up. No problem, my man. I always want to admit when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. That's just 100% it. I am not a hedge fund. I am not a cat. All right. Let's come back here to Torchlight. Torchlight is having an absolutely crazy day here so far. That is beautiful. Up 18%. $3.12 is what they closed at in the previous trading day. Up to about $3.69. Looking at the level 2s, we've got the largest sell wall sitting at about $3.78. So that's going to be a pretty tough level of resistance to push through. And we do have a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern here, microscopically speaking. So that might lead into a little bit of a bearish pullback if you are looking for an opportunity to get into this stock, which I think is a solid opportunity. I don't think it'd be a bad thing to get into TRCH. They've got the merger with Metamaterial, which could be a pretty solid opportunity for some long-term gains. I do personally have a position in TRCH. I'm just going to check my overall position in this account, and I will let you know what I have here, but I believe it is about $2,000. So let me take a quick peek. I'm going to look at my positions. I do have in my other portfolio, my current positions are, let me read these off. My other portfolio, I currently have a position in AGTC, AMC, CLWD, MVIS, Nokia, Sensonic, SMPW, Torchlight, and Zkin. In my Torchlight, I bought in for about $1,850. So I currently have what would be 500 shares. I've got 500 shares of Torchlight, and I will not be selling them in the near future. I'm going to continue to hold these as I do see a pretty decent amount of upside. Very, very excited for what's to come with Torchlight. Should be a pretty solid stock, at least from what I am thinking. Let me know how the lag is, guys. If that lag is better, that would be pretty awesome. We need some mods. We do have mods here. I don't know if they're currently on the stream, but Torchlight, I think, is going to be a solid stock without a doubt. Sensonic is also a stock that I am very bullish on. I do have a position in Sensonic as well. This isn't my latest video. As it's sitting right now, the entire market's been a little bit red. It's been kind of tough. It has been kind of tough. Look at AMC Frankfurt, very bullish. Let me check that out quick. AMC Frankfurt. What are you referring to? Is that a website? I don't think I've actually heard of that. Reddit meme stocks. GameStop and AMC shares fall in Frankfurt. Is this it? Take a quick peek. When was this updated? CNBC. Latest AMC news. If you have a link to that Frankfurt site, I would 100% check it out. I just need a link. If you give me a link for that, I will be very glad to check that out. I did check out that Fintel 400K as well. That is a huge number. So that 450,000 total short shares availability. What that means is that there's only currently 450,000 total lendable short shares available according to Fintel. And if we just check out the Ortex information, right? Check out the Ortex utilization rate. Right now is 89.19%, which is not extremely high. That's pretty solid. That is pretty solid numbers. That means that only 11% of the current lendable total short shares are available at this current moment. So that looks pretty freaking solid. Whammy. We can check out a Whammy here real quick as well. So Whammy is another stock that I do have a position in. In this account, I do have 800 total shares at the moment. It is down about 4% here in the pre-market, but I do think this is going to be a solid stock. There's a couple different things here that could really be solid in terms of where this goes. So they had an SEC ding the other day. They missed some SEC compliance, got dinged by them. And I think that they had, there could be two scenarios here as to why it's still green. I think the first scenario is either A, people were just hype on the fact that this got so much attention and people bought into it because of the attention, or B, it got all this hype and buy-in opportunity because of the potential deal with Ambry. And why I think that is possible is because they signed a non-binding letter of intent, essentially saying that they're thinking about working together down the road. And Ambry is invested in by Bill Gates, so you can see U.S. antimony Whammy be played off as kind of a double sword, right? So you can see it as a rare earth metals stock, which is going to be important because China is thinking about cutting off a rare earth metal exports to the States. If that happens, that's going to increase the overall demand of this stock. Cut off the supply, you're going to have an increase in demand. Second situation is this is kind of like an electric vehicle play because antimony is a material that's used in electric vehicle batteries. So pretty significant information here, my friends. That could look very, very solid. Suggestion on CTRM as swing trade, price target to sell or how long to hold for swing. So CTRM I do think has a lot of opportunity as a swing trade. In the short term, it is going to be a pretty home run stock in my opinion. The short interest on this is insanely high. So if you look at CTRM, the overall utilization at this current moment is 100%. Look at this. 100% current total short share utilization, which means that there are currently 0 short shares available for lending. This has not changed in the last 7 days, according to Ortex. That is pretty significant information, my friends. Nasty, nasty numbers. All right. So Daniel says that he worked at Dexcom as a tiny injected sensor. I asked around and they said no scars. So that's good. I mean, if it's the same thing with Sensonics, that'd be pretty significant. It would depend entirely on how big that sensor is going to be, right? If it's a big sensor, if it's a big incision they're making, that's going to cause some issues. But if it's not, that is going to be pretty solid. If you guys are having lag issues, what I would recommend is just rewinding the video about 10 seconds. So I'm just going to type this in here real quick. If you're having lag issues, rewind the video 10 seconds. Wi-Fi at hotel is being junk. And I'm just going to pin this to the top. So give me 1 sec here, guys. All right. I don't want to lower the quality here. Let me see if I can, but I really wouldn't like to. Properties. I don't know if I can change it in the middle of my stream. I don't really want to change my bitrate though, guys. I feel like it'd be kind of crappy. Stream. No. Video. Yeah, so I can't change this in the middle of the stream, unfortunately. I do apologize for this lag. It is 100% entirely the freaking Wi-Fi here. This hotel is so the Wi-Fi is so junky, but eventually here it's gonna get better. So I apologize, my friends. If I could get my own internet, I 100% would. But regardless, AMC market in Germany. All right, was a buyout or a merger by Amazon or Netflix? Wouldn't make more sense for them to buy AMC when the price is lower? Thanks, Trey. Keep up the good work. Great question. So the Amazon and AMC buyout, potential. We're gonna answer CTRM first, but I'll get back to that next. CTRM is a stock that I think has some really solid short-term and mid-term potential. I'd say long-term down the road, but I wouldn't quite say that it's there yet. So just keep that in the back of your mind in terms of CTRM. But nonetheless, I do think there's some pretty solid potential here. So the reasoning for that is because they keep acquiring new vessels. And if you look at the overall vessels that they're acquiring, the more that they buy, the more potential they're going to have for creating revenue, right? In the past couple of weeks,